Thank you and good morning. I am very thankful to be here with the police commissioner, with the deputy mayor, with the state senator, and with, of course, members of the community to talk about the need, of course, to reduce the gun violence. Now, nationwide, we have seen a decrease in crime. We've seen a decrease in violent crime. In Philadelphia, we have seen a decrease in crime. I'd like to thank the police commissioner and the police department for their hard work. Yet we have not seen the same rate of a decrease in violent crime. And in Philadelphia, our homicide rate is about the same. And that's not acceptable. There are too many street corners. I say this everywhere I go. There are too many street corners in Philadelphia littered with teddy bears and balloons and candles for young lives that have been lost to senseless violence. On my way here for this press conference, my favorite radio station, a sports radio station, there's a character named Chip Snapper, and he said that they were going to, instead of the normal Quaker tradition of a moment of silence, in Philadelphia, we should have a moment of violence. And it's sad that this type of, it seemed as humor, but the loss of lives in young people is a very serious thing. So I'd like to thank the senator for convening us, and would like to ask all the lawmakers in Harrisburg to do all that they can to ensure that the funding levels for the Gun Violence Task Force and the funding levels for witness protection programs are not decreased. Because I understand when things happen in Harrisburg, in the debates and there's wheeling and dealing, the low level that we have now could be cut even more. So we have to ensure that the money, the funding for the Gun Violence Task Force, for witness protection is not eliminated. Of course, I would want more money for everything. I wanted to hit the Powerball last week, Mega Millions, didn't do it. All of us in government are doing as much as we can with as little that we do have. And we're doing a great job as a result of improving our own internal communication and making more with less. But yes, I would hope that we could have more police on the street. I would hope that we could have more assistant district attorneys. I would hope that we could have more funding for community organizations like Mother in Charge so they could be out there helping the victims of homicide violence. But the Gun Violence Task Force has been a tremendous success. I would like to thank the governor, I'd like to thank the Attorney General, and I'd like to thank the police commissioners. Our partnership with the Attorney General's office and the police department and the district attorney's office, that is the Gun Violence Task Force. Since its inception in 2006, as the state senator mentioned, through the end of 2011, we've arrested about 860 individuals, primarily straw purchasers. We've taken off the streets about 2,591 handguns and automatic weapons and semi-automatic weapons, as you see here. Only in 2011, there were 123 arrests and 462 guns were recovered. But that's not enough. And I would like to thank the police commissioner and the attorney general. Recently, we have changed our MOU, our operational agreement. And so recently we've changed. And the police and the attorney general's agents that are assigned to us will also, in addition to just investigating straw purchases, when people who lawfully can possess and buy guns do that and then sell them to people that can't, we're going to be investigating non-fatal shootings with these agents and with the police, so that we can do more to go after people that are profiting off of the bloodshed in our city and those that are murdering and maiming people. Mayor Nutter has ensured that we've gotten an additional $400,000 for witness protection to go along with the $1 million in the state budget. And that's necessary. But we could do more, of course, if we had more. Almost every homicide in Philadelphia, almost every case in which people are shot at in Philadelphia, there is some form of witness intimidation, where witnesses are being threatened while they wait for the bus or the L or in their community or at school. And many of them come to us and want us to do more, to relocate them or to protect them, and often our hands are tied. And if anyone, we have to ensure that the victims of crime and the witnesses, that they receive justice and that they are protected, and that they can come forward and tell their story so that those that are charged can be punished appropriately. So we have to do all that we can. We're doing all that we can, but we have to do more. In closing, there are other themes and other initiatives that we are going to be working on with Senator Williams and others in Harrisburg. I believe, and the mayor has repeated often, and we've changed some policies as it relates to people when they get arrested with guns on our streets in Philadelphia to ensure that they have high bail, so that individuals, young men in our city, know that if you've got a gun, you go to jail. So we're going to be asking State Senator Williams and others in Harrisburg to help us to have a mandatory sentence for Section 6108 of the Pennsylvania Crimes Code, so that defendants that unlawfully possess guns in the streets of Philadelphia will go to jail. It's not going to be for a long time, but they just need to know. If you have a gun, you don't have a license, you have an illegal gun, you're not going to get arrested and just go back out on the block the next day. You're going to go to jail. Even if it's for 90 days, you're going to go to jail. And so those are some of the initiatives that we'll be working on in the upcoming session in Harrisburg. But again, I would urge everyone to do all that they can to help us do what we can to change the hearts and the minds of the young men, to do all that they can to ensure that with the money we save, and we're saving a lot of money for the city, that Councilman Johnson, who's here on behalf of City Council, that in Harrisburg, that we reinvest some of the money we are saving into other initiatives, through justice reinvestment, through other initiatives to help us prevent crime, to help us reinvest in the police department, and to help us do all that we can to better serve the victims of crime. Thank you, Senator.